There's one thing that makes sense in anxiety, that all the people who are struggling with anxiety, and at least the majority of them, are trying to hide it. They don't feel easy, they don't feel comfortable in sharing it with other people. And the reason that I say it makes sense, I don't say it's the right thing to do, be careful with that, is because not everybody is responding in a validating and understanding way when we share that we are struggling with anxiety, when we share what's happening in our mind when the world is an unsafe place to live in. So that's why it makes sense, because the response is not the one that we are expecting. Hi, I'm Vassia. I'm a psychologist and a passionate mental health ambassador. I create a lot of content for you so that you can understand mental health, but also so that you can get the tips and the tools you need in order to build stronger mental health. So today, I want to actually explore what is it that we usually hear from other people when we share our anxious thought, our anxiety, and of course, the things that we should hear when we are sharing our anxious thoughts, when we are sharing our overwhelm. This is what we're doing. And this sharing is a bid for connection, is a bid for support. This is what we're asking for. So the first thing is when we are being overwhelmed and we don't know what to do and we are, going into this spiral, and then somebody says, "Oh, come on, just relax." Just relax. That's one very invalidating thing to say because it sounds very simple, as if people with anxiety wake up in the morning and they have two choices, one to relax and one to get overwhelmed. And then they choose get overwhelmed. While now somebody comes and says, "Oh, come on, just relax, just pick the first one." So this phrase, as you understand, oversimplifies the complexity of anxiety. When you tell somebody to relax, of course, it makes them feel misunderstood, as if their anxiety is a choice. Another thing that usually we hear is, "It's all in your head." And again, this phrase dismisses the physical, emotional symptoms and the complexity of anxiety. It implies that the person who should be able to control their thoughts and they should be able to manage their feelings very easily. While actually this is not the case. It's not easy for everybody to do something like that. And when we hear something, "It's all in your head," while feeling very misunderstood, well, it makes sense why we also feel frustrated and hopeless and helpless. And it makes sense why we don't want to share something like that again. Another very wise response that we usually hear when we are sharing our worries, maybe our overwhelming worries to other people: "Don't worry so much." Again, as if anxiety is something that we can switch on, switch off. And it makes you feel that this is an excessive worry and that you have overdone it. And then we're also feeling guilty. Not only we're feeling worried about whatever situation, but we're feeling guilty that we worry too much. And the wisest, and this is a little bit of sarcasm here, you just need to think positively. "Oh, yes. How did I not think about it? Oh my goodness." So again, what happens here is that what we hear is that we need actually to change our mindset from negative to positive. And after working all these years with people who are struggling with anxiety, I can tell you for sure that this is not what helps. It's not going from negative to positive. It's going from the unhelpful thinking to the helpful thinking. And sometimes the helpful thinking includes embracing negative situations, negative feelings, uncomfortable feelings, general discomfort. And yet, that's the biggest strength of all, that we can be within, in the middle of the discomfort and still have inner peace without having to think about rainbows and unicorns and everything is positive and wear rose tinted glasses. No, we don't need to do that. So this is not only wrong when you say you just need to think positively, but also it adds shame to this person that they are expressing how they feel about a situation. It suggests that this is a personal flaw. It's a character trait that they got it wrong and it's going to be difficult to change it. So we don't want any of this. And I understand, of course, that the people that they say all this, of course, they're not doing it intentionally. They think that they are helping when they are saying you just need to think positively, or why are you so anxious and don't worry so much. They think that they're helping. Okay. But at the same time, they're adding to the problem. This is what happens. They are adding to the anxiety, because anxiety plus shame plus guilt, it is becoming even worse. And last but not least, when they say, for example, why are you so anxious? Again, this is a lot of shame. Again, it's about something about you, something that you're doing wrong. And also, it adds to the exclusion of this person. Like all of us, we have it right and we're not so anxious. And what's your problem that you are always so anxious? It makes them feel more lonely, more strange and weird, like they not belong with us. So, what can we do instead? What can we say instead? Let's go to the right things to say. I love questions. Instead of trying to fix something, instead of saying to your friend who's struggling with anxiety, well, I know what you should do. You should do this, you should do that. Instead of fixing, I like questions. And my best question actually to ask to somebody who's struggling with anxiety is, what can help you right now? And maybe they don't know, but actually it makes them stop for a moment and think, in this storm, in this overwhelm that I am in, what is it that I need? Do I need to vent? Do I need a break? Do I need a hug? Do I need to distract myself from that? For everybody, something else works. So that's why this question, I think, is important for me, because I don't know everything and nobody knows anything about the other person or what happens into their psyche. And that's why we're asking them, not interrogating, but asking them, hey, what can help you right now? Another thing that I like saying to other people is, of course, I'm here for you. Very simple, but also so powerful. You're actually telling them that I'm offering my presence and my support unconditionally. I'm here for you. I care for you. I support you. You're not all alone in your struggles. And I'm going to listen without judging you. And that already, imagine what happens when somebody with anxiety hears that. Immediately they feel safer. I'm not saying that they will feel happy immediately, but they feel safer. We said many times about the invalidating responses that we said before, but what should be a validating response? It's okay to feel this way. When you're saying it's okay to feel this way, it doesn't mean that go on, be anxious forever and ever. No, this isn't what it means. It means it makes sense why you're feeling like that, because it's important for you, or because you are coming from a background that this creates a lot of fear and unsafety for you. For whatever reason, I get it. You have a valid reason that you're feeling like that. And even though it doesn't work, I get why you feel like that. But of course, I want you to feel better. So, validating and acknowledging that anxiety is a human response. It's not like a monster or an alien who's feeling like that. Human beings, they are experiencing anxiety among all the other millions of emotional experiences that we have. Another one, again, questions. Would you like to talk about it? As I said, you're not supposed to know what the person with anxiety needs, and it's fine, it's okay. But ask them, would you like to talk? Will that help you? And again, I'm putting the element of the questioning whether that will help you, because sometimes people with anxiety, they will just go on and on by talking about something that brings them anxiety, and then at the end of it, they will feel even more anxiety. And that's why we're giving them that question. Feel free. If it helps you, I'm here. If they don't know, okay, let's try and let's see whether it helps. So we're creating that environment, that communication together. The other one that I would like to say is the last one, let's take things one step at a time. Now, what you're doing there is that you're offering some space and you're telling them, let's breathe. Before we actually storm into all these things that worry you, let's breathe a little bit and let's tackle one thing at a time. And I'm here. I'm going to take all these steps together with you. So you're offering them a reassurance, and you're offering them also a valuable skill, breaking things into smaller tasks, manageable steps, so that you can alleviate the feelings of overwhelm and anxiety that they're feeling. So, offering empathy, validation, and support is the best that we can do. And of course, these are just examples. You figure out your way that you can offer this empathy, validation, and support to the person that needs you at this moment. How was it? Was it helpful? Let me know in the comments whether that helped. Let me know whether there's something else that you have shared with somebody with anxiety and they helped. Or if you are struggling with anxiety, what would you want to hear from somebody that will make you feel validated and understood? I really look forward to reading your comments. And don't forget, if you're struggling with anxiety, don't forget my course, How to Deal with Anxiety and Find More Inner Peace. You can find it at my academy, and you can see the link here. You can see all the tips that I can share with you, and you can start implementing them every single day in order to manage your anxiety. Thank you very much once again for being here. Until next time, take good care of yourself.